Hi everyone, in this video lecture we will learn about decision making in C. So there are various ways you can do decision making in C language. First is by using if else, if ladder, nested if else. So far all these four we have already seen in the previous video lectures. So hence let's do the last way of doing decision making in C in today's class, which is switch. So making use of a switch statement to perform some given task. So let us look into switch statements. Now first of all, what is a switch statement? Switch statement actually is a control statement which executes based on some given value. So a switch statement is also called as a multi-way branch statement because it can have multiple ways of executing, and depending on some value which is kind of maybe say integer value or a value, based on that you have to determine which part of the switch body will be executed. So this is like an easy way when you have many parts of a code to be executed and that depends on some value. So say if value 1 is to be say if the value takes one number, okay, then one part of the code is executed. Say that value is something else, say 2, then another part should be executed. So in such a situation, this switch statement is the best way of going about. Let us see, you will understand this better when you see the syntax and a code. So this is the basic syntax of a switch statement. So the word switch is used, keyword switch is used, and inside parenthesis or round brackets you can see there is a value which has to be passed to this switch statement. Now this particular value is the value which determines which part of the switch body will be actually executed. So this n variable over here, what you can see is the determining value. So as you see over here, the switch body, this is the body, so it starts over here and switch ends over here. You have to enclose in a curly brace. So the switch can have multiple cases. So these cases are nothing but different parts, I would say. At one point in time you will execute one of the cases, okay. Now which case to execute depends on what this variable n takes value. So say you have case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, and last one is a default case. So based on the value this variable n which you are passing to the switch statement takes, based on that value will be that particular case executing. So say for example n takes a value of 1. In that case this case will be executed. So case 1 will be executed. If say n takes a value of say 2, then case 2 will be executed. So how do you write this? You write case keyword space, write the number of that case, put a colon, and after that whatever you write will be part of that case. So after this colon, whatever you write will be included in that case. So which means here whatever I write in between will be part of that case. Now when do you know a case ends? This word break, what you see, shows or denotes the end of the case. So the moment break keyword is encountered, the case ends. Similarly over here you see case 2 ends when this break statement is encountered. Okay, so this is how the syntax of a switch statement looks like. Now what is this default case? Default case is something which you would execute if neither of the cases given above are executed. So for example, in my case, suppose say this n variable takes a value of 5. Now you see over here there is no case 5 to execute. So what will happen? The default case will be executed. Also suppose say n takes a value of 3. There is no 3 case in this example. Hence again default case will be executed. So depending on this particular value, you will determine which case is to be executed. Now there are some points you have to remember about this particular syntax is that duplicate values are not allowed. You cannot write 2 times case 1. Case 1 and case 1 2 times, not allowed. Each of the cases should be unique. So basically the value should be written only once, not duplicated. You have to know that the break statement is the ending point of every case. But if you don't put the break statement, this break keyword, then also your program is correct. It will execute, but it will not stop at this point, rather it will continue to the next case. So program will keep on executing to the next case, next case, next case without stopping. So indirectly the keyword break is nothing but to stop the execution of that given case. So break stands for stopping of the execution of those lines in that respective case only. Okay, so let us look at one example to understand this better. Now over here you can see one full program is mentioned. This is the header file, your main function. Now let us declare a variable, say x, and say x is assigned a value 2. So x is having a value 2. Now which means this particular switch statement x means that x will always take a value of 2. Always. That value will never change. It will be always 2 because it is initialized to 2. So depending on this value passed to the switch statement, you have to decide which case to be executed. Now there is case 1, there is case 2, there is case 3, and that is a default case. So depending on the x value, the case 2 will be executed because x value matches this case 2 value. So what exactly is there in this case 2 is this printf statement. As I mentioned to you, anything you write after the colon is the body of that particular case. So it is part of that case. So right now this printf statement is part of case 2. So this particular printf statement will be executed in this given program. So on the screen you will see this output saying choice is 2. Okay, now what you see over here is a default case. Now when this default case will be executed, if the value of x variable is anything other than 1, 2 or 3, then this line will be printed onto the screen, which is part of the default case. Alright, so this is how the syntax of the switch statement is, and this is an example to show you all better. What we'll do is we'll execute this program in the compiler and see how it executes so that we understand it better. So this is one example you see over here. Same example actually I have taken. Let us execute it. Let us run the program. As you see on the screen, the output is choice is 2 because the x variable is assigned to 2. Therefore, this variable passed to the switch statement is 2, and hence the case 2 will be executed. Okay. Okay, let us do some changes in the given program and see. What if x takes a value of 10? What should be executed? Which case should be executed? Since there is no case 10, default case will be executed in this case. Okay, let us run and see if it is the same. Yes, that is correct. So output displayed on the screen is this: choice other than 1, 2 and 3. So that same sentence is printed onto the screen. So what if I write over here 1, x is 1? What will happen? The first case will be executed, and in the first case what is mentioned? Printf statement saying choice is 1 is present. So that will be printed onto the screen. Okay, now let us look into some small minor changes. What if I remove this break statement? If I remove this break statement, it is not wrong, program is not wrong, it will execute correctly, but you will get a different output. Let us see what happens if I remove this break statement. X is 1, so case 1 should get executed. Okay, but I have removed the break statement, so let us see the output. So output is something like this. You get choices 1 and you get choices 2 also. The reason you get something like this is that there is no break statement over here to stop or to finish that case. Hence, after case 1 is executed, case 2 is also executed by default because there is no break statement. After case 2, this printf statement is printed. What happens? The program encounters this break statement and then it stops or halts. Otherwise, this case 3 would also be being executed. Okay, so the break statement is very important to stop the execution or finish up with the case in a switch body. Okay, so this was about switch statements. Now this kind of switch statements help you to actually give you a control. Like suppose you are giving some options for the user, then you can provide these options, and based on the options you do that particular task only. Something like that gives you the flexibility to make that code easy by using this switch. Okay, so one thing you have to remember, another thing actually very important, is that switch statements can have nesting. What I mean by nesting is that within one switch statement I can write another switch statement. That is allowed, but it is not advisable because the code becomes too difficult to understand, difficult to read, and it becomes too long. It becomes complicated, in other words. So switch nesting is allowed, but it just complicates the program. So what we'll do is let us just make some simple changes over here in the program. So I will ask the value of x with the user. Instead of assigning a value, rather I will ask the user to enter a value. So I will take a user defined value. So what do I have to write is, I'll just say, I put a printf statement for the user saying enter your choice. A simple printf statement ends with a semicolon. Now to store this value, what do we have to do? We have to use scanf statement. Since the value x is integer, we are going to use %d and store it in the variable x. Okay, so the choice will now depend on what the user enters. So if the user enters 3, then case 3 will be executed. If the user enters 1, then case 1 will be executed. So let us run and see. So as you can see over here, they say enter your choice. So I will enter 3. Choice is 3. So that's what is mentioned. Okay, so this is how a switch statement would work. You can write anything in the printf statement. Let us just make some changes. Suppose say someone enters 1, then I would say very good. If someone enters 2, then say I would print good, the word good. And say if someone enters 3, then say I'm printing bad, I want to print bad. Alright, so let us just run this program and see. You can write anything. Okay, so enter your choice. I am entering 2 this time. So let me press enter. Once I press enter, what do I get? The output, which is good. So case 2 prints the word good. Okay, now let us again run it and see by entering any other value. Let us enter some any other value. Let us enter 20. What if I enter 20? There are no 20 cases, so what will come? So that statement which says choice other than 1, 2 and 3 is displayed. This one, which is actually the default case. Alright, so this is how a switch statement works. Now sometimes some of you all would actually have a question that what if we don't write default statement? Is the program correct? If you all don't write the default statement, then also the program is correct. It is not compulsory to write a default case, but default case is written in case in the situation when none of the cases are satisfied or none of the cases get executed. In that situation, the default case will be used. But if you don't write a default case, program is not wrong or not incorrect. Okay, so this was it about switch statements in C, which are also decision making statements in the language C.